If you're a woman in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you are struggling to lose weight, this video is for you because I am going to talk about the most common nutrition, fitness mistakes that women in that perimenopause, menopause transition / phase make of why you're not seeing results, why it feels like nothing is working, why you have no energy, and why you just feel off. If at any point in this video you feel like, hey, I feel like she's talking to me, in the description below, I put a link. I have a whole course that you can do at your own pace where I dive into these specifics on nutrition for perimenopause and menopause, for fat loss, for strength, for energy, and so you can get back to feeling like your best self. Here's what happened. So I have this new client that came to me today. She's late 40s, we'll say. She's frustrated because she's like, man, I bought this nutrition program I saw on Instagram. I'm eating clean. I'm doing these workouts in this program, and I've been doing them for a few months and I am not seeing results. I feel the same. I'm storing belly fat. My sleep sucks. I have no energy. Like, what is going on? First few things we did, we ran her tests, her labs, which I do with every client just to see, is it really perimenopause? Is it menopause? What are your hormones doing? Because I've had plenty of people who think they're in perimenopause or menopause, when in reality, they've got something else going on. So it's always the first thing is like, let's run the test. Let's see what's going on. Second thing is I ask her about her nutrition because she says, I'm eating right, I'm eating clean, I'm taking the vitamins and supplements, and nothing's working. So I said, well, talk to me about your nutrition. How many grams of protein are you getting every day? She just looks at me. She has no idea. Okay, what about carbs? Do we know how many grams of carbs we're getting every day? No idea. Fat? No idea. Her response, she's like, well, I eat organic. I don't eat sugar, or she thought. We'll talk about that more in a second. I don't eat processed foods. I don't eat junk food. That's great. That, though, is not going to change your body composition. It's not going to make a difference with weight loss, fat loss, and it's not going to help you from a hormone and a metabolic standpoint. So that's the first mistake, is if you think just eating clean and cutting these things out is going to do anything for weight loss or fat loss, it takes a little bit more than that. Why? Because you are different hormonally and metabolically. So knowing your macros, making sure you're getting the right protein, carbs, and fats for your hormone, metabolic, and body type is going to be a game changer. I go through all of the details and show you how to figure this out for yourself in the course that I mentioned, so you can look at that. Second piece, hidden sugars in your food. Most people tell me they don't eat sugar, and then I ask them how they drink their coffee. Do you drink wine? Do you consume dairy, your healthy yogurts, your cow milk, all these things? And if you answered yes to any of that, you probably are consuming hidden sugars that you didn't realize are sugar. We're also talking about, too, processed white carbs. Your body converts all of these into sugar. So if you're eating white bread, if you're eating white pastas, wraps, your low-carb wraps, your salad dressings, like, start looking at your labels because all of these things have hidden sugar. Your protein bars, guarantee you, are full of sugar alcohols, and processed things that are wrecking your gut and your metabolism and your hormones. So that's the other biggest mistake, is people think they're not consuming sugar, and then when we start diving into the nitty-gritty, they're actually consuming a lot of sugar. The third issue I see, and mistake I see a lot of women in perimenopause and menopause make, is you are focused on weight loss and not fat loss. Why is this a problem? So typically, women, because they're like, man, I'm storing this belly fat, I've got this bra fat that I can't get rid of, they start extreme calorie cutting, thinking if I'm in a deficit, then I'll lose weight. Yes, but you have to be smart about this. Because if you're in a deficit, an extreme deficit, like you see everybody doing on Ozempic, GLP-1s, and all these things, the first weight to go is not fat. The first weight to go is actually your lean muscle tissue. Why? Because that lean muscle tissue is full of so many rich nutrients that your body needs. So when you aren't giving it the energy it needs, it starts to break down lean muscle tissue and get the energy from that. So people do extreme calorie deficits when they're going through this phase, and they're like, oh, I'm losing weight. It's not good weight though. You're losing lean muscle and your body fat is actually going to go up. What I want you to focus on is not weight loss. What I want you to focus on is fat loss, because fat loss is going to not only make you look and feel better, because your body's going to get tighter and stronger, but as you're going through perimenopause and menopause, it's actually going to help you because it's going to increase insulin sensitivity, which is one of the issues you have when you go through perimenopause and menopause, which is what causes you to store more belly fat. It's also going to give you more blood sugar control, which hence insulin sensitivity. And because of that, you're going to have more stable energy. It's going to help with sleep. It's going to help with brain health. So that brain fog you have going on, that cognitive decline that happens because of the hormone roller coaster. Strength training helps with neuroplasticity in your brain. So it's going to help you a lot with that too. So fat loss, not weight loss. And fat loss all comes back to your nutrition. But then it also has to go into your workouts. So one of the issues that women have, and when they tell me I'm doing my workouts, I'm eating clean, I'm taking my nutrients and my vitamins and nothing's working, and I ask, well, what are the workouts that you're doing? Usually the answer is, well, I'm doing things like Orange Theory, F45, I'm hitting my 10K steps a day, I'm doing some body weight circuits, or I saw somebody on YouTube and I follow their 30, 45 minute routine. And I ask, well, how often are you lifting heavy? I'm talking like 6 to 8 reps, and you can't get more than those 6 to 8 reps. Meaning like we're pushing 6 to 8 reps and then we're resting for like 2.5 minutes. Pushing and then we're resting. Or how often are you just doing max effort interval training or sprint training where you go all out and then you need like 2 to 3 minutes to recover? Probably not that often. And this is the mistake, is there's still this old outdated mindset, which probably happened in your 20s, where you're doing lightweight high reps, or we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of cardio, or we're doing the old school way of we lift weights for 20 minutes and then I do my 20 to 30 minutes on the treadmill. That is a very old, outdated way of doing things. So what I would pose to you, if this is what you've been doing, is, are you getting results? Are you getting stronger, leaner, and tighter? If not, it's because it does not work when you are in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, even your 60s, going through perimenopause, or you're in menopause, because your hormones and your metabolic makeup are very different. So that's the other thing you want to do. Cut out these long, crazy cardio sessions and focus more on 3 to 4 times a week. We are doing heavy lifting sessions. I'm talking like I can't do more than those 6 to 8 reps. Lastly, always lastly, is going to be your nutrients. So your micronutrients. Most women going through this transition are going to have a lot of key micronutrient deficiencies. Again, I go through all this in that course that I mentioned in the description, but just to kind of give you a brief overview, because it's really important that you understand all of this is personal and bio-individual to you. What works for one woman is not going to work for another one, which is why I teach the course, to teach you how to figure this out for yourself. And I break it down, but some of the common micronutrient deficiencies that are going to help if you supplement properly are going to be things like magnesium. There's a lot of different types, so you need to make sure you have the right one for you and whatever your symptoms are. Vitamin D3, making sure it's with K2, because that K2 makes sure that the calcium is not going to your arteries and instead it's going to all the right places in your bone, your teeth, things like that. Your omega-3s, it's going to help a lot with inflammation and cognition. B complexes can be super important. Iron is super important. Probiotics, your gut health is going to be super important. There's a lot of micronutrient deficiencies that can really help you through all of this, so that as you're transitioning, you're not just like surviving, trying to make it through it. You actually feel strong, confident, energized. You're getting great sleep. You feel clear-headed. I just wanted to do this quick video to explain all this to you because these are the common mistakes that I see people make. You need to know your macros, not necessarily calories. You need to lift heavy, not these long bouts of cardio. You need to focus on fat loss, not weight loss. And then you need to make sure your micronutrients are right. Obviously, there are other factors with that, your lifestyle, your sleep, stress management. But for this video, check all those things. And if you aren't sure how to do all those, then my course is definitely for you. So check it out. See you in the other videos.